Welcome to part 5 of The Long Hot Marriage. It's a new book by Todd Creager, who is a licensed marriage and sex therapist. And we've talked about a lot of things in the previous 4. We've talked about trust and communication and being vulnerable and taking risks. Who are these people? Who are the people that come to you for counseling? What are they looking for? What are the different problems that have happened in their marriages?
Couples come to me because they feel dead, that the marriage has fallen asleep on some level, and they have to wake up. They have to wake up. And so whether it's coming from the fact that they are not connecting, that they're mired in pain and they don't know how to connect and communicate, whether there's been infidelity and there's been a lack of trust, there's whether there's they cooperate well day to day, but there's no intimacy. Some couples come to me, they haven't had sex in months or years. This is all very prevalent, and I know it's hard for people to admit, but it's really prevalent, and we can do a lot. And couples, my main message to couples out there is there's no need to suffer like this. You can have your dream relationship. You really can. You have to do new things and think new things. And you get the book, The Long Hot Marriage, it will be a wonderful recipe to teach you how to create that long hot marriage. And you could go to longhotmarriage.com and you could buy the book. You could go to my blog and feel free to ask me questions. But there is absolutely no reason why people should think that their marriage is stuck or their committed relationship is stuck where it's at. There are many things you could do, and it all starts with you being willing to seek out new ways of thinking, doing, and speaking with your partner.
So you really sound so hopeful about, it doesn't sound like there's any marriage that's unsalvageable. Would that be accurate in your, is that what you would say in the book, that all marriages are salvageable somehow?
No, I wouldn't. That would not be fair to say. I do think most are. Most of the couples that come to me, I mean, by far the most couples that come to me that are like ready to divorce, it's because they haven't learned what you learn in the book. And if you learn those things, it can be fixed. At the same time, I do believe that there's a certain, I would say, fate that happens with certain couples where maybe they got together a long time ago and then maybe at this point it's time to move on. And so it's never always, and I wouldn't say that every relationship can be salvaged, but definitely the great majority of couples can be helped by reading this book.
Yes, because most people, people get together initially because they really loved each other or admired each other. They had a good, strong reason to be together. So this heat in the marriage, is it something where the fire gets cranked up really high right away, or do you consider this more of a slow boil in order to get this longevity?
It's a great question, and it's a variety. I've seen, I've helped so many couples, and it's fascinating. Sometimes I've seen couples crank it up by the second session. They don't need me anymore. Yeah. It's unbelievable. And then there's those that it is a slow thing. They see a little progress. They see a little progress. They see a little progress, and then boom, it happens. Usually, it's not. It's sort of like it goes like this, and then suddenly shoots up, and it's not something that stays on the same level because it's like this critical mass that happens. They're being courageous. They're following the messages in the book or in the sessions or wherever they're getting my information. And what happens is they start to get freed up from all that self-protection and all that fear, and that's when the miracles happen. And miracles happen all the time when couples are willing to risk and do these things.
So once they sort of get over that initial barrier, then it's like the floodgates open up?
Yes, it does. It does happen quickly when it happens. But like I said, it's not going to oftentimes be right away. And one of the things that I've seen with couples is that you can't just try something new and expect immediate results from your partner, because your partner has his own or her own resistances. So couples need to appreciate this change process, that you try something, and if the person that isn't totally receptive, you got to try it again. There was a study showing that you got to try something maybe 6 times, a new behavior, a new risk, before it may take hold in your partner. So you can't be minimally sensitive to what your partner's reaction. Just believe in yourself, believe in your power to make a change, and things can happen for the majority of couples out there.
And that's sort of what I'm hearing you say, that's in the book, that you want to focus on yourself instead of talking about what the problem with your spouse is. It's like, what do I need? What can I do? Is that what you're talking about?
That is such the crucial point there, that it's so natural for us to be passive when it comes to interpersonal relationships. I mean, in every other part of our life, we know we got to put ourselves out there. And the same in relationships. We do need to take a look at, what can I do? How am I thinking? What can I do to make this better? I'm not going to wait for my partner. One of the most ridiculous things I could do is wait for my wife to make the marriage better, you know? One of the things I like to talk about is the 200% solution, where I'm 100% responsible and she's 100% responsible, but I'm not waiting for her. I'll get it going. And if she has the same attitude, well, of course, that speeds things up a lot, because both people are working to make these changes.
And that's one of those energy begets energy things anyway. I'm putting forth some effort, I'm taking care of myself. Is that what you mean?
Yes,
like that?
Yes. Think of it this way. Person dances, you dance with your partner, and you don't like that dance, and you keep doing the same dance step, I mean, it's not going to change. You change the dance step, your partner's going to look silly looking like a waltz when you've just gone into something else. So if you want to make a change in your relationship, it starts with you, and your partner will respond accordingly.
And the book, The Long Hot Marriage, kind of gives you a common vernacular then, so you're on this, literally on the same page of the book, communicating in a way that you both understand, you both know what these words mean, you both know what these intents are, and you've talked about your intentions and made that clear, correct?
Yes. I mean, one of the things when you read the book, it's very mind expanding. That's one of the things I always say, that it opens your mind. Hopefully you'll think things you haven't thought before. And then the other thing is, there are exercises in almost every chapter of the book that you do those exercises. And what that does is it brings out your courage, and you start to get this instant positive feedback from your partner, which is very motivating to continue it. And that's when you get this process going. So you're not stuck anymore.
Todd Creager, I could talk to you forever about this topic. It's like an artichoke. There's just more and more and more to it. It's very interesting. There's a lot of really good information in the book, The Long Hot Marriage. I encourage you to go to the website, www.thelonghotmarriage.com. You can check out more about the book. You can order it there. And like Todd Creager said, feel free to blog with him, and he'll answer your questions. So thank you so much for joining us for these episodes of The Long Hot Marriage, and I hope that you all have the hot, sexy, long relationship that you've always wanted. And thanks for joining us.